Hello and welcome to the second My Journey vlog video that I'm doing. My name's Evan, if you don't know, and thank you for being here. These are basically insights into my life. I wanted to have a place where I can just talk to the camera and share everything that's going on in my journey as an artist. And I know that anyone that watches one of these videos, I'm not putting in any gimmicks, I'm not doing fast edits, I'm literally just putting the camera down and talking. So anyone that is watching is actually someone that cares and is interested in hearing what's going on and my thoughts, and I want to say thank you for that, for anyone that is watching. This last month has been a roller coaster. It's been the most eventful month of my artist journey so far, ever since I started making music 7 years ago. And there's a lot of things on my mind recently, so I wanted to kind of first recap and share what's gone on the last month with me, and then share a couple of thoughts about things that I've been thinking about, talking about with some friends, and I'm just experiencing being an artist on a deeper level really for the first time, and there's so much to talk about. So firstly, I'll just kind of share what's gone on for the last month. So on the day where I posted the first one of these videos, that day was the day of my first solo gig, and I was a bit concerned about if I was going to be able to even sing for 2.5 hours and put on a good gig all by myself without a band or anything, which was never something that I envisioned myself doing. But I grew the confidence to do it and realised that I have to do it myself if I want to get up on the stage. And I did it, and it was great, it was amazing. And since then I've done quite a lot of gigs, more than maybe I'd have thought at this point, but I'm still always looking for more. I'm kind of a self-employed musician now, so I'm constantly looking for gigs, and I've done 4 shows at the same venue, and I've done a few other bits here and there. Some of them have been an hour long, some 2.5 hours long, some of them have been 30 minutes, some of them have been one song. I played at an event where I just did a single song. So I'm experiencing lots of different things, and each gig has been really good, honestly, and each one has been really different, and I'm learning that you never quite know what is coming, what the audience is going to be like, if there's going to be a lot of people there or not. Some gigs are kind of, the feeling is more like people aren't really there to watch and listen to a singer, so it's better to sort of be in the background, providing some background music. And I've only really had one of them where I really just committed to do that, and I thought, okay, it was an event where I was at an outdoor market, and it was really nice. I really enjoyed it. It was a lovely summer's day, but people weren't there to listen to anyone sing. They were there to shop and to mingle. So I kind of decided, okay, I'll do some more chill songs, and people still really liked it and people noticed, but it wasn't going to be the vibe where I was going to get people singing along or clapping or anything. But the ones that I like the most are those where people are there to see a show. And I've had a few of those, and those really ignite the fire in me, and getting people singing back words to my songs and clapping and hands in the air and things like that, and feeling heard, feeling like I have people's attention. They're the ones that I love the most, and I've had a few of those. and I'm also learning ways of how to get people's attention if you don't have them, and how to keep it. I did some studio sessions with a guy called Nick, and he's been a professional singer for a long time, and he told me some ways that he grabs people's attention, and he does a lot of busking, so that's helped him. But yeah, so I've been doing gigs. It's been mostly good. Had a few gigs cancelled recently, last minute, which is really frustrating, because I'm someone that if I make a commitment, I want to stand by it, and I want to work with those people too. And unfortunately, I've had a couple people that clearly don't operate that way, and they've cancelled commitments for rubbish reasons, or they've double booked and cancelled last minute. So also just navigating all of that. It's the first time where I've had a sort of self-employed job, and the dogs are about to start barking like crazy, so I'll just start a new video when they're done barking. Anyway, so aside from the gigs, in the past month I've really dedicated a lot of time and energy to social media, and I kind of realised that if I want my music to be heard, and if I want to get successful, which are things that I want, and you shouldn't be ashamed to admit that, I've got to put in the grind on social media. I was always under this, I was listening to this idea, which is probably, it's a lie for 99.99% of artists, which is that the music will just find its way by itself, and all you have to do is do music and make it good, and it will find its way, and you'll be successful just with that. And that may be the case for someone like Billie Eilish, who posted Ocean Eyes, and then the next day she woke up and it had 1,000 plays on SoundCloud, and then the next day it had 3,000, and etc., and then it became a viral hit. You know, I was always hoping something like that would happen, but I realised, okay, maybe something like that might happen, but the odds of that are just minuscule, especially nowadays. There are 100,000 songs posted every day on Spotify alone, so, and a lot of them are amazing songs, so the chances of your song blowing up randomly amongst that sheer amount of music is so slim. And when I was probably in my early teens, maybe 12, 13, something like that, I did a little bit of work with a sports psychologist called Dave Ulrich when I was playing tennis a lot, and he had this analogy which always really stuck with me, where there's a hunter and a fisherman, and they're both by a lake and they want to get a fish for their dinner, and the fisherman puts the fishing rod in the water and hopes that a fish will catch, and the hunter goes in with a spear and is looking for fish and is actively trying to do it. And Dave asked me, so which one do you think will get the fish? And the answer is the hunter, because they're actually trying to do it themselves and they're being active and they're not relying on uncontrollables. He's seeing a fish and he's trying to get it himself instead of hoping that a fish will run into his bait, you know? I mean, it's a bit of a strange analogy, but the principle is there and the message is there, and ultimately I realised that I have to control the controllables, and if I want to find a fan base to listen to my music and to start following me, I have to find the fan base. I can't just expect people to start listening based off the music alone. And the way to do that is, one, get out into the real world, perform. I'm finding new people that listen to my music based off word of mouth and things like that, and people that come to gigs. But in today, it's mostly on social media. And the way to do good social media is to do good content and do it consistently. And neither of those have I really ever done before. I've done some alright content, but the consistency definitely hasn't been there. I've never liked posting on social media. If I'm being completely honest, if I wasn't trying to be a singer, I would delete my Instagram and TikTok, and I wouldn't have it on my phone, because I don't like the culture that they bring, and I end up scrolling on them for hours a day, and it like disrupts my sense of discipline and stuff, and I just wish I didn't have to have them, but I do, because that's the way that I'm going to find people to listen to my music and build the fan base. So over the last month, I've been really researching a lot of other artists that are doing well. I've been getting inspiration from them, making my own ideas for videos to post on Instagram and TikTok, and filming them, editing them, and for the past couple of weeks I've posted something every day, and you know, it's not been terrible. I've quite enjoyed, you know, the creativity of it. I've been trying to make it creative, and I spent one full day just filming an absolute ton of videos, edited them, and then just scheduled them, so I haven't really had to spend much time in the last 2 weeks on social media, because I got the videos ready, and I think that's going to be a key thing. Because if I think, okay, I need to post a video today to live up to that consistency pledge that I make myself, and I haven't got that video ready yet, and I have to go and film it, like, that's just not going to work. So batching the content and things like that, and really planning in advance, is a big thing. So yeah, that's another thing I've been doing. I do want to speak about social media, because I've had a lot of ups and downs with it, posting every day, and I had a really great chat with a close friend of mine a couple of days ago, who's also an artist, and she's living in London, and she's going through everything that I'm going through, but even on a more intense level, because London is crazy. But we were speaking about social media and stuff, because I've been struggling with this one thing. But I'll talk about that in a second. Quickly, I'll just finish up my recap of everything that's been going on. Aside from gigs and social media, I went on the radio, which was super cool, got interviewed again, decided to release a new song in July, and it got played on the radio. It's being added to their playlist, which I'm really excited about. I am very much toying with the idea of changing my artist name. It's something that I thought of like a week and a half ago, and I really love the name and I like the idea a lot, but I also like my current name, and I just don't know if it's the right decision or not, and I've been asking literally everyone what they think, and probably 70% of people have said yes, change the name, and 30% have said no, keep your name. But ultimately, it doesn't really matter what anyone else thinks, it matters what I think. And I don't really know, like, I want to be 100% sure, and I'm like 80% sure right now. So that's another thing. Perhaps when I do the next one of these videos, I won't be called Evan Morgan anymore, I'll be called the new name, but maybe I won't, I don't know. I need to feel completely confident, but at the same time, now that I'm really putting an effort into my social media and stuff, I really hope that I can start to grow and find fans more than at a rate that's bigger than I have before. And if that's the case, then if I'm going to change my name, I should do it sooner rather than later, because I don't want to confuse people. But I don't know, that's just another thing I've been thinking about. Anyway, so I wanted to talk about social media, because I've had this battle with myself, this inner battle, and I think it's been like a prevalent thing that I've been thinking about, because I am like really proud of the fact that I've put in all this effort, and I don't love posting on social media, but I've kind of committed to it, and I've put in a lot of effort and hours into the videos and really thought deeply about how to promote my music, because I believe in the music and I think that it deserves to be heard by more people than it is currently. So basically, I started to realise that, so after a few days of posting something every day, I would wake up, post a trial reel on Instagram, which is a new feature where it only sends a video out to people that don't follow you, and then in the evening I would make that reel public so that followers also see it. So I would post a video in the morning, and then I would look at how many views the video I posted the previous night had got, how many likes, how many comments, go onto Spotify, how many monthly listeners do I have today, did it go up, did it go down compared to yesterday, and if my video got less views than the one that I posted the day before, or if my monthly listeners went down compared to the day before, I would feel like really shit and feel like that was a failure of a video, and maybe the song that it was attached to, I'd start to think, oh, maybe that song isn't actually as good as I thought it was, and start to doubt myself and start to compare, and oh, this guy or this girl posted this video and it got loads of views, and I posted the same one and it didn't, and I posted a cover of a song and I'd seen a few covers of that exact same song go viral on TikTok and stuff in the past few days, and I loved the song. I thought, yeah, I'll do a cover, and then it got like not many views at all, and I thought, oh, what if I'm not actually that good, you know, and that's why people aren't listening to it. And I was talking to my friend about it, and she said, like, that's just a terrible way to think. It's a terrible mindset, and she's right, and I know it. But it's so hard when you're like living on social media to not take everything personally and take it to heart, and to compare yourself to everyone and everything. And then I'd post a video the next day, and for some reason the algorithm would send it out to double the amount of people as the one I did the day before, and I'd think, oh, nice, cool, I guess people like this song, and oh, my monthly listeners went up, I have 10 new people today, and I feel really happy then. Like, the music hasn't changed, the input hasn't changed, so why should my happiness change because the output, the views and all that was slightly different from one day to the next? That's like ridiculous. And I realised that if I'm gonna do this, and I really do want to do it, I want to really commit to myself and post something every day, pretty much every day, for the whole rest of the summer at least, and see if it makes any difference or not. But if I'm going to do that, I've got to detach happiness and self-confidence and self-worth from how good a video or how good a song is doing, because that's ridiculous. I need to just focus on the controllables, and if I'm putting in good input, and if I think I've released a great song that I love and put out a really cool video that I really enjoyed making and editing, then that's a massive success. It doesn't matter if it gets 3 plays or 300 or 3 million. Who cares? Like, it's a success to me, and I have to keep reminding myself to think that way, because it's so hard to not compare yourself to other things and people, and comparing one video to the last one, thinking, oh, I got worse today. And so that's one thing that I've been thinking about amongst many, and I'm just going to talk about one other thing, which is also something I've been talking about with my friend and been thinking about a lot today. And again, the dogs are about to start barking like crazy because my dad's about to walk in, so I'll start a new video then. Okay, so the last thing I wanted to talk about, this video is going to be really long, but if you are still here, then I appreciate you so much, because I really waffle. I know I waffle. I'm becoming more like my dad and like my grandpa every single day. They could just go on, and then they start talking about something and they go down different avenues of it, and eventually we come back to the point we're trying to make, but I do go on and on, so I apologise. But if you are still listening, then thank you, because it does mean that you care, and that's why, like, I'm being so completely open and honest. I'm not trying to have any kind of facade or anything here, and you know, it's like social media, like, people are fake on social media, and that's why I wanted to have a place where I can just share what's really going on in my head, positives and negatives. And this month has been an absolute roller coaster. Like, one day I've been like 10 out of 10, feeling so incredibly happy and like, oh, I'm on the right path, and like, did a great gig yesterday and people loved it, and I'm doing so good. And then next day a gig gets cancelled, and then like something happens, and then I'm like, feel like a 2 out of 10, and it's just been an absolute roller coaster. And I also realised, like, that's life. Like, that's always going to be life, no matter what you do, what point you're in, and it's always been life. You don't realise, when you look back, you only like think about the good times, but there's always both, and I think that's a beautiful thing about it, because it makes you appreciate the good times more, knowing that there's going to be shit times all the time. Like, I've done this app called Pixels for over 1,000 days in a row now, and every day at the end of the day, I log how my day was from like 1 to 10, and it's got colours. Like, yellow for me is like the best, and blue is like bad, and you can see like very clearly what the colours are, and then you can have charts, and it breaks it down from like start to finish, and what your happiness was. And I was looking at it today actually, and when you analyse it, it's like all just up and downs the entire way. Sometimes it's a bit higher, but there's still up and down. Sometimes a bit lower, and it's still up and down. So life is just a roller coaster, as the great Ronan Keating once said. And this month has been no different for me. So I've gone off on a tangent. I can't quite remember what I was trying to talk about. What I did want to talk about was doing what you dream of doing. It's one thing I've been aware of this last month, even though I'm at the start and I'm doing my first few gigs, and sometimes there's not many people there, and sometimes there are, and you know, I'm trying to build my fan base. I am actually like doing what I want to do, and I'm pursuing my dreams, and every day I've been waking up thinking, what can I do to move me further towards my dream life today. And how lucky am I to be able to have that? Like, the last few summers when I've had summer jobs from college, I've ended up doing things that I thought I might sort of enjoy, and I've ended up hating them, like, and they've just worn away at my soul and made me tired and made me not have any time or energy to do what I really love and to write songs and make music. And this summer I've had a lot less. I'm not working a 9 to 5, and I'm mostly busy just on the weekends because that's when most live music is. But even if I don't have a gig on a particular day, I get to wake up and make videos, and it may be the video that blows up, and I get to write songs, and I get to work with people and get to practice new songs to play at shows. And like, how cool is that? And over the past few days, there's been various events going on, and it's quite a lot of people's birthdays at the moment, and I've been at some events with friends of my parents, and people who have kids that are my age and stuff, and some of those kids have been here as well. Most of them are away in other countries, and I haven't seen a lot of these people in years and years. So they still know me as like Evan, the tennis player, and they know that, well, some of them know that I've been in America, others don't. So I've been answering all the typical questions about my life and stuff, and it's nice that people care. To be honest though, it's been exhausting answering the same like 5 questions to every single person for the last few days. But a question that I've got a lot is like, so when you graduate, are you gonna like get a real job? And I thought that's a really interesting question, because obviously most people would, and I need to have a way where I like make enough money. But like, I said, well, you know, I have a job now, even if it's not like 9 to 5, I'm still earning money and I'm doing what I love. And I spoke to a friend recently who was asking what my plans were after graduating college, and he said, so are you gonna like give music a go for like a year and then get a job after that? And I thought, what a strange thing to ask. Why, if this is like clearly what I want to do with my life, why would I only give myself a year and see if I get success and then just accept that I should do a job that I don't like, that earns me some money and keeps me busy? People do that with tennis all the time as well. Like, so many of my friends that have graduated college say, I'm just gonna go on the tour and try for a year and see what happens. And I think, okay, well, maybe you won't be successful, or maybe you will, but the pressure of only doing it for a year and having to find the success in that year, otherwise you're going to quit, is like insane. So I don't know, I was just thinking, like, I said to him, no, I'm not going to try for a year and then quit if I'm not successful. I probably won't be successful in a year. Like, I'm going to be trying until I die. Like, I'm going to be chasing my goals and my dreams as long as it takes, and even if I don't ever get there, I'm still going to try. And that in itself is what gives life purpose and a meaning. And like, I don't want to be the type of person who just goes, well, you know, it's the reality of life, and I'm just gonna get a job that I hate and live for the weekends, and then maybe when I'm 65 I can enjoy 10 or 15 years where I don't have to work, and then there you go, that's life done. I just don't see how that's that's just not a path that I want to take. Like, I would rather be like broke and struggling but get to wake up and do what I love than go the way that everyone seems to expect me to go. So hence, in the past month, I feel like I've been living the beginnings of my dream in a way, because I haven't had to go to work at a restaurant or give tennis lessons that I've hated. Like, I've got to actually do what I love and try and I've gained and I've got so much purpose and feel like I'm spending my time so valuably with what I've been doing. And I'm not gonna just try for a year and then quit. And I probably will have to, if I can get a job in a studio where I get to be around music, then that's amazing, and hopefully my degree can help me to get that. But ultimately, my passion and purpose is music, and to share my music with the world and to perform. And that's what I always want to be trying to do. No matter where I end up, I'm going to be always trying to pursue that. And I was thinking today, I want to be the type of person, I don't know what's going to come of my life, but in 40 years, in 60 years time, whatever, whether I'm really, really successful or whether I'm not successful, that's out of my control in this type of business. But I want to look back and say, I gave it my absolute best shot and I never gave up, because I know full well in my heart that this is what I want, and this is what I feel like my purpose is, and I've really found that. And I think it's such a disservice to yourself if you have a big dream and you have a passion and a purpose and you don't dedicate your life to it, and you decide to just live a life according to what other people expect you to do. And I'm not saying that everyone's going to be successful, and yeah, you know what I'm trying to say. But I will always be trying. I will always be trying, no matter where I am and stuff. So that's why I'm proud of myself. In this last month, I've really given it everything, and it's taken me a few years since I started making music to gain the confidence to put myself out there on social media, and to actually realise that I'm a great performer as well. Like, when I get on stage, I'm so uninhibited and I love it, and it's like a natural habitat. But I never realised that would be the case until I actually started doing it. So yeah, that's kind of what I've been thinking about, and hopefully you agree. And I don't know, I think it's a more common mindset for people of my generation to have, and that's why I've been talking to a lot of people in their sort of 70s recently, late 60s, 70s, and people are like, oh cool, good for you, but when are you going to get a real job? And maybe I will, but I will never give up on my music. So yeah, well, there's, ramble on. I don't think I have anything else to say now. But I think if you are still listening, thank you so much, and I will see you in a month's time for the next one, and who knows where we'll be in a month's time. So yeah, thank you very much. Take care. Bye bye.